Another very big proof of our Bible is all the fulfilled prophecies. And as you know, the Bible is filled with many, many prophecies, and many of them have already come true with astounding accuracy. Okay, now some of the prophecies that we find in the Bible, they were made by writers. They were predictions of things that happened in short amounts of time. Okay, so for example, Abraham and Sarah having a son, that happened, 20 years later. Peter denying Jesus 3 times, that happened in a couple of days. Paul witnessing for Jesus in Rome, that happened within a year. There are many, many examples of this where they were very short time periods from the prophecy that we find in the Bible and then it actually coming true. But there were many, many other prophecies that had been given by the writers and then fulfilled hundreds and even thousands of years later, which is just amazing. So, for example, the life of Jesus, the arrival of Jesus, his life and his death, fulfilled over 300 prophecies from the Old Testament. Did you know that? The details of Jesus' life fulfilled over 300 prophecies of the coming Messiah that we have in our Old Testament. So many of these prophecies, such as where he was born, how he died, they could never have been orchestrated by humans. Like if human beings who knew the prophecies in the Old Testament tried to finagle things and make it all happen, these are things that could never have been done and put together by humans. Okay, it had to involve some sort of greater power being involved. Okay, so let me show you this chart. Have you ever seen this? This is fascinating. Have you seen this before? So this is a chart. I know you can't read those words down there because they're too little, but so everything on the left-hand side, you see how all the lines start on the left-hand side and then they scoop over to the right-hand side. So everything on the left-hand side here is the lines start with the passage in the Old Testament. Okay, the left side is the Old Testament. So it starts where the passage of the Old Testament that gave some sort of prophecy for the Messiah, right? And then the line curves around to the other side, which on the right side is the New Testament. Okay, and it attaches to the passage in the New Testament where that prophecy has been fulfilled. Okay, and this is all prophecies about Jesus, over 300. This is just incredible. This is not humanly possible that one person's life would fulfill this many prophecies that were written hundreds and hundreds of years before he ever came to earth. So consider, I want to show you a few of these prophecies. We've got over 300. I'm going to show you just a few of them. So these are prophecies made in the Old Testament regarding Jesus centuries before Jesus was born. The Old Testament Hebrew prophets told us that a Savior, a Messiah, was coming who would make a way for people to be forgiven of their sins and reconciled to God. So here are some of the things that were prophesied about Jesus. They prophesied that he would be a descendant of Abraham. He would be born into the tribe of Judah. He would be born into the lineage of David. That's one reason why it's so important that we have all of those genealogies in the Bible. He would be born in Bethlehem, the city of Bethlehem. He would be born to a virgin. He would come while the temple in Jerusalem was still standing. So all of these things, no human being could orchestrate all this. These were things about how and where he was born, okay? So there's no way he could, have anything to do with that. This was all an act of God. It was prophesied that when the Messiah was here, he would open blind eyes. He would unstop deaf ears. He would cause the lame to walk. It was prophesied that he would be despised and rejected by his own people. The year of his death was prophesied. The way he died was prophesied, and that he would rise from the dead. All of these things. And remember, there were over 300 prophecies fulfilled in the life of Jesus. So this is just a few of them. This all by itself is just amazing. Amazing. If you calculate all of this, okay, and you use the science of probability, okay, so don't even worry about all of these or even all 300. Okay, if we just take 8 of the prophecies that came true in the life of Jesus, you just take 8 prophecies. What is the chance that one human being could fulfill 8 prophecies? Okay, what is that? If you take all of that together, the odds are that the chance that someone would fulfill only 8. Okay, we're not talking about the 300 prophecies, only 8. 1 in 10 to the 17th power. I don't even understand what that number means, okay? 1 in 10 to the 17th power. That is 1 in 100 quadrillion. Okay, and that's only 8 of the prophecies. That's the odds, okay, probability of this being able to happen. All right, so if you factor in all 300 prophecies, it is absolutely impossible. It is humanly impossible that one person fulfilled all of these prophecies. Jesus was who he said he was. Jesus was God. There's no other explanation. No other explanation. There are hundreds of other prophecies in the Bible that have been fulfilled. Not just about Jesus, the rise and fall of nations, of rulers, and many more things. Okay, the fulfillment of these prophecies is compelling evidence, all of it, that the people who wrote the words in the Bible, that they were not just humans, okay, writing from their own minds, okay? They were writing these words with the aid of our all-knowing, all-powerful God. There's just no other explanation. There's no way that this book could exist if it had not been written by God. There is no one else who can accurately tell you things that are going to happen centuries in advance. Okay? No one can do that except the true God of the Bible, right? No one knows that. No other book in the world is able to substantiate its claims with this kind of supernatural ability to accurately foretell future events. Okay? There are no fulfilled prophecies in the Quran or in the Hindu Vedas or the Book of Mormon or any other sacred religious writings of any religion in the entire world. Okay, not one, not one. Fulfilled prophecy is what one of the many things that sets the Bible apart from every other religious book in the entire world. In the entire world, you can be confident that our Bible is true.